friends, welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this cute Tunisian crochet ear warmer just using the Tunisian knit stitch and the purl stitch. I have tutorials for each of these stitches, but basically you're going to work just alternating Tunisian knit stitch and purl stitch. Today I'm using my Lion brand local grown 100% wool yarn and my Furls M8mm crochet hook. So you can make this ear warmer with a traditional crochet hook. I made sure of that. I'm trying to come up with more designs where you can use whatever you have at home. Today you're also going to need a pair of scissors, a yarn needle. You're also going to need a measuring tape so you can measure how long your piece is because you want it to fit properly. So you are going to need a measuring tape. So let's get started. So we're going to chain 15. Oh, and I have the written instructions on my blog as a blog post. It's a free pattern. You can go ahead and go there to follow along with the written instructions. So I'm going to chain 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Alright, so then I'm going to turn it around and work my foundation row, which is just going through the back bumps and picking up a loop all the way across. Alright, and then we are going to work a normal return pass. So chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2, all the way across as we normally do. Alright, and then so the way this pattern works is we are going to complete alternating knit and purl stitches across. What I mean by that is like we're going to increase our knit stitches as we go diagonally. So what we're going to do is the second stitch, we are going to work a knit stitch, which basically means we're going to go into the stitch from front to back and then yarn over, pull up a loop, and that's our first knit stitch. And then the rest of the stitches are going to be purl stitches until we get to the last stitch. And what I mean by that is we're going to bring our yarn to the front, and then we are going to go into the front vertical bar in the next stitch, and then yarn over and pull up a loop. So that's how we work the purl stitch. As I said, I have a separate tutorial for how to do the purl stitch. Then we're going to hold this down, yarn over. So we're just working a bunch of purl stitches across. Go through the next vertical bar, hold down this yarn in the front, yarn over and pull up a loop. Go through, yarn over, pull up a loop. Through, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop. Okay, we're gonna go across all the way, and then so our second last stitch, we're gonna yarn over, pull up a loop like that, do our last purl stitch, and then in the last stitch, make sure you work under both loops for a neater edge. I'm going to go through and just pull up a loop. And then we're just going to, for our return pass, we're doing chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2 all the way across. And this is just our normal return pass, how we normally do it. Nothing special about the return pass. So we're going to keep adding on a knit stitch to each row. So what I mean by that is, okay, so we did a knit stitch into the second stitch in the previous row, so we're going to do that again. And then we're going to go into the next stitch and also work a knit stitch, and then do a purl stitch for the rest of the stitches across. It's a fun rhythmic pattern. I hope you like it. It's pretty basic and simple. And then chain 1, then we're going to yarn over, pull through 2, all the way across. Okay, so again, I'll do one more row just to kind of show you what it's going to start looking like. So go through the second stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. We're doing the knit stitch in the next 3 stitches this time, because each time we're going to pick up a new knit stitch as we go across. So that's how we're going to form that diagonal pattern for the knit stitches. Purl the rest of the stitches all the way across until we get to the last stitch. Basically, we're going to repeat this pattern until we have completed knit stitches all the way across. Like so. Purl, purl all the way across. And then work under both loops for that last stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, and then chain 1, pull through 2 all the way across, just doing our normal return pass here. So you can start to see the knit stitches are coming across diagonally like that. So we're going to continue the pattern until we have knit stitches all the way across, and I'll meet you for the next part. Alright, so now we have knit stitches all the way across, and I'm sorry, there's one more row I have to complete. So I'm on that last row of just getting it to knit stitches all the way across. So work a knit stitch into that second last stitch, and then work last stitch as normal. And then we're just going to, so now I have knit stitches all the way across. So I'm just going to do my normal return pass here. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we are going to work purl stitches in that same way that we did the knit stitches. So purl stitches, pick one up as we go across in a diagonal way. So what I mean by that is into this first stitch we're going to do a purl, and then we're going to do a knit stitch into the rest of the stitches across, and we are going to pick up a purl stitch for every row until we've completed an entire row of purl stitches. So let's do work under both loops, chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2 all the way across. So again, what we're going to do is we're going to work purl stitch to the next stitch, and then we're picking up another purl stitch here, and then the rest we are going to do knit stitches. So do a couple more rows to start showing you what the pattern's going to actually look like. And then work under both loops here, chain 1, pull through 2 all the way across. Alright, so you can start to see that the purl stitches are forming here. It's going to be like a swirl design. So make sure you tighten that first stitch. If it gets loose, the edge becomes a little wonky. So purl, 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 and then continue with the knit stitches. So knit, 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 all the way across. Then work your last stitch as normal, chain 1, pull through 2 all the way across for your return pass. Gonna do one more row, and then so basically you're just doing purl and then picking up a purl into that next stitch, and then doing knit stitch all the way across. And you continue this until you have all purls, like all of your stitches are purl stitches across. And I will meet you back for the next part after that. Alright, so I've completed the rows required to get all the way across with the purl stitches. So I have all purl stitches again. And then you're just going to keep repeating this pattern until you have your desired length for the ear warmer. For me, for reference, I have a head circumference of about 21 inches, and I completed up to 17.5 inches. So it's going to be a few inches shorter than your actual head circumference because the wool stretches. But definitely keep checking by putting it around your head. That's what I did. So this is like a custom fit design. You can make it any size based on your head circumference or the recipient's head circumference. I've included some measurements based on the Craft Yarn Council that you can look at and then do the calculation to see how many inches you'd have to work up to. But basically you just repeat that pattern, and then I'm going to show you how to bind off. This is how I normally bind off. So just going to go through the next stitch, pull through the previous stitch. I have a separate tutorial for how to bind off, but basically this is what we're going to do to bind off. And then I'll show you how to seam to get this beautiful little cinch going. So I'm just going to go across and do my bind off. You're just going through yarn over, pull through the previous loop. It's literally just slip stitch across if you think about it. And then again, work through the last two, under the last two loops for that last stitch. And then you would cut the yarn. I'm not going to because not really making an ear warmer right now, but this was for the tutorial purposes. But basically what we're gonna do is take these ends. You're gonna have your wrong side facing out, and then basically we are gonna place it like this. So one end is gonna be sandwiched in the other end, and then we are gonna just sew through this. Let me see, I'm gonna grab some other yarn so I can show you. So I'm just taking some white yarn I have here, some cotton, oops. So I'm gonna take a bit of white yarn here and show you what it looks like. Oops. Basically weaving through, and then what the end result would look like. So again, I have it all sandwiched together that way. So you're folding them like this, and then you're putting the folds into each other like so. And then we are just gonna go through all of these stitches and just sew them together. Just going through all of them here, just for the purpose of the tutorial. So basically go under both loops. So you have 2 loops here, 2 loops here, and then I should have another 2 loops here, and then going through the last set of loops, and you're just gonna go and whip stitch all the way around. I'm gonna continue doing that, and then once you've cinched it together and you turn it inside or right side out, and this is what it will look like. Obviously it wouldn't look like this because this yarn is white. Just for the purpose of showing you, I've shown you how to sew it together. And that's pretty much it. That's what the ear warmer, this is what it will look like. You could also sew it right side out if you want. But this is what it will look like. It's super cute, super stretchy, and super warm. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. If you need any help with any of the steps, I'd be happy to help. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you liked the tutorial, and I hope you try it out. It's super easy and a great way to try out Tunisian crochet, even if you just have a regular crochet hook. Obviously a straight hook would work better, but I love working with my carousel hook, so I wanted to give it a try, and it worked out. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, go check out the written instructions, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching.